What is up, guys? Potato Killer 369 here, and welcome back to another episode of my Crash Landing Let's Play series. So today I wanted to start off in the farm just to show you guys. I've actually done quite a bit of work, gotten a lot more dirt, and I've just expanded it a bit. These first two rows are entirely wheat. This whole row is peanuts, and then everything else here is just all the different miscellaneous crops and whatnot that we've collected over the over the episodes. So yeah, I'm just gonna continue filling this up with whatever seeds I continue to acquire, and we're pretty much set on food. I mean, I've been making different peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. This is an orange jelly sandwich. And what's it called? We can make kiwi. We can make cranberry. Oh, these are mature. The mature cranberries don't look mature. They're because they don't like raise at all. But anyways, so yeah, this is really good. Another thing I wanted to show you guys, I've actually done quite a bit of work off camera, and I've just completely overhauled the sifting system. So let me just drop everything off. So let me show you guys what I did here. This took quite a bit of time, and I was gonna do some of it on camera, but I decided against it because it really just boils down to some boring coding. But I will do one of these with you. So basically, I took advantage of the Steve's Factory Manager mod, and basically it's this machine inventory manager. It's like a programmable machine that you can manipulate the inventories of everything that connected to one of these inventory cables. So I'm running inventory cables from this machine to all of these barrels. There's cables running under the barrels on the floor there. And then I'm also running cable to this chest and to this autonomous activator. So basically what I've got set up here is there's inside of here there's a so inside of this like stone brick hut, whatever, I've got two autonomous activators, right clicking on a sieve, and I've got the machine inventory manager making sure there's always a stack of dust and always a stack of gravel coming from these barrels into the autonomous activator. So it's just consistent. We don't have enough sand for me to set that up, but I can show you guys some snippets of how the coding works. So let's go to the dust section. So to create a command group, you just hit that button right there, and then you can name it everything. So then I just whatever. I'm gonna delete this, and then within a command group, you go in here. You can create code like this. So I'll show you guys how this code works. So any command you want to execute regularly, you're gonna make a trigger, right? And this trigger is just an interval. So every 1 second, everything connected to this trigger runs. So after this trigger, I have a condition. So this condition checks the inventory of the autonomous activator, and it checks, and this right here is just what direction you're accessing the inventory from. So let me show you guys what that means. So with the autonomous activator, right here, there's a configuration. So blue is input and orange is output. So if I wanted to input items in, I have to input items in from the blue side. So that would be the west side of the block. Now, checking the inventory is, I guess, the way this is coded is the same, I guess, as taking items from the autonomous activator. So you have to check it from the output side. So the output side is down. So we have it right here. The target is down. And then items, we're checking for dust, and we're checking for a stack. So if there is a stack of dust, do nothing. If there's not a stack of dust, then we go here, and we grab it from the barrel right here, and we put and then we access it from the down position, because barrels, it doesn't really matter. And then we take one dust, and we put it in the autonomous activator. So that's kind of it's a bit more complex for those of you who have no experience with coding or Steve's Factory Manager. So I don't want to get too much into the details, but basically I have the system set up in such a way where it's always grabbing dust and gravel, and it's taking all of these sifting outputs and it's putting it in these barrels, all of these barrels. Also, oh, let me put that back. It's taking all of the, I haven't finished coding all of it, but I have it working for the majority. It's taking all of these dusts and stuff, and it's crafting them automatically into all of these, you know, the iron ore dust, the copper ore dust, all of this stuff. So all of this, you know, eventually we'll get it to a point where we will just have every ore dust and stuff, all of this crafted automatically here, and then we can just take everything here. I mean, we can already take all the dusts and then just chuck them in the high oven. So that'll make life easier. And then as we get, you know, more advanced machinery and we have pulverizers and all that kind of stuff, then we can even automate the process of turning this into ore sand and then into ore dust. And then this thing will be like fully automatic. I mean, it's already pretty much automated. Now, one thing I do want to work on and set up is automated gravel production for the time being. So to do that, I think I'm going to put that pretty close to here because this is where the sifting is. I might, oh, water. Okay. Okay, so let me grab some water because I need it. Speaking of water, we've actually done like, I've gotten to a point where we have like over 100 buckets of water. I don't know how much water we're at right now. And also another thing I've set up here is just some automated dirt production. Just a hopper with leaves and saplings, and then a hopper taking the dirt, putting it into that chest. Well, let's see, how much water do we have? It's about half full, 140 buckets of water. So that's really good. So what I'm actually going to do is, let's just fill that up, and then I'm going to also fill up my camel pack. So I don't have to keep coming back here as often. Yeah, this is quite tedious. Oh well. Okay, and I'm also going to grab a water because I'm going to need that. So let's do you. Yeah, now I have 50 glass bottles, so I'm definitely getting, I think every time I make a PB&J, for whatever reason, it just gives me a glass bottle, which I don't understand, but I'm not mad at it, so I'll take it. Yeah, we're going to need a way to automate the production of, I might just make a ton of camel packs and automate the crafting of, because I believe there's something called a liquid crafter, which will let us just produce, which will let us craft using liquids. So I could just craft fully made camel packs. So I'll have to look into automating that because that would be very helpful. Because this is quite annoying. All right. All right, so let's get back to the matter at hand of automating gravel production. So I think back here is good enough. I kind of want to punch out. I want to go out that way a little bit more. So maybe we'll do something like... All right, let's set it up right here. Doesn't need to be too elaborate. Okay, so the way this is going to work right here is we're going to set up a cobble gen. So I shouldn't have brought that out just yet, but oh well, YOLO, as they say. So let's put the water in there. Let's put that in there. Bam. We have a cobble generator. I have some slabs to hopefully cover this up and help mitigate the heat. Hopefully. Alright, no, actually, I don't want to cover that one. Alright, so the way we're going to set this up, we're going to place an autonomous activator here. Like so. Nice. Okay, so the autonomous activator is facing this. And then we're going to fill it with hammers. all of you guys. And then we're going to set up a vacuum hopper right above this. And we're going to basically, let's put the barrel here. And then as far as setting up the output, let's just do a little bit of this. Is that working? Perfect. So the vacuum hopper is facing into this thing. So now the only thing we need to do is change this to left click. So this left clicks. Okay, so I'm actually going to lock that as a gravel barrel. If you shift and right click on a Java barrel with an item in it, then even if I empty this, it'll still be exclusively for gravel. So that's pretty neat. Okay, I'm actually sweating. But yeah, so now that's working for us in the background. And then every once in a while, all I have to do is just come over here, grab the gravel, and put it in this barrel right here. I don't want to set that up. I could have set it up so that it's like under this and it automatically puts it here. But that thing generates quite a bit of heat, and that's not going to be a long-term solution as we get into the later stages of the game. Okay. So automated gravel, we don't have automated dust quite yet. But what I do want to do is I want to go through the process of, because I do have, let's see, I have diamond and I have emerald. So I want to show you guys how I actually, would set that up here. So I'm going to run 2 more inventory cables out the back there. Then I'm going to place these 2 barrels, and let me get the coordinates. So this is on -103.74. Okay. So then let's back out here. So gravel is what we sift to get diamonds. So I'm going to put diamond and emeralds here, and I'm going to put these as non-ores because they're not stuff we can melt into ingots and stuff. So in the non-ore section, I'm going to create a new command group. I'm going to name it. This one I'll name diamond. And then I'll go into the content here. So I'll create a trigger. All the triggers by default are 1 second apart, so I don't have to worry about setting that up. All right, sun's midway. Then I'm going to create an input. And from this input, I'm going to grab from the diamond chest, because that's where all of our sifting output goes by default. And then chests are unidirectional, so any direction would work. Then I'm going to whitelist diamond. And then I'm going to create an output. So I'm going to select the inventory. It was on, the X value was -103 and the Y value was 74. So -103, 74, right there. So then the target down, I don't think barrels have a thing, but if they did, then that should work. And yeah, we're all set. We don't need to do anything else. Bam. So now we have diamond in that barrel. So then same thing, I'm going to run through it a bit quicker this time around though. So we're going to go here, create a group. Once you get the basic principles down, it becomes pretty easy to do, although it's still quite tedious in my opinion. I wish there was a way to save to copy like your commands and stuff. But still, well, considering what it allows you to do, it's very intuitive and very powerful. So this is going to be emerald. So that would have been, that's to the right of it, so it's -102.74. -102.74. And then we've already whitelisted the input, so it doesn't matter about the output. Bam! So yeah, that's basically, and I basically repeated that process for all of these other items. And then I guess the last thing I'll show you is how to set it up so that it crafts something automatically. So because it has to go through the crafting recipe for all of these. So let's see, what do we have in here? Let's do broken copper ore. So I'm gonna back out here. I'm gonna go into the ores group for gravel. So create command group. We're gonna do copper. So then we're grabbing same thing, trigger, the default trigger is just fine. Input, we're grabbing it from the same place. All of our sifting output goes into this chest. And then here, it's going to be a bit different. So we're going to grab broken copper, but this time we're going to specify an amount. So if you right click on it, you can hit specify amount, and we're only going to grab 4 at a time. So if there's less than 4, it won't grab any. So it grabs 4 at a time. And then we're going to create what's called an auto crafter. And in this menu right here, you're going to go to crafting, and then you're going to search up, same thing, broken copper ore. And then we're just going to click on it in the thing, bam, copper ore gravel. And then excess inventories, for some reason they don't show up automatically, but if you type in .all, they will. So what the excess inventory is for instance, if I had it pick up 5 copper at a time, then when it crafts an ore gravel, you'd have an extra copper dust. So the excess inventory is where you put crafting ingredients that are in excess that you don't need. So we shouldn't ever actually like need the excess inventory, but in order for this to run without error, it requires one. So we just put this as the excess inventory because that's where the ingredients are in the first place. And then the output is going to be the iron chest, and that's the only one, so that should be pretty easy to find. Bam. Down, because chests don't really matter. And then we're going to whitelist this time. So when you whitelist something, that means it'll only accept that thing. When you blacklist something, that means it will accept everything but that thing. So we want to whitelist the copper or gravel. Yeah, that right there. All right, so now we can just connect this. I like to connect it from the bottom up, so that way when we connect to the trigger, all the logic is working. And now it's producing copper or gravel. Bam. So yeah, guys, I'm not going to bore you with any more coding, but that's basically all I've done. And I just repeated all of that for the non-ores. I've repeated all of that for the ores, and I still have yet to finish because it does take quite a bit. How many commands are we at? 140 commands. So it is quite tedious. Let's see. How are we doing over there? Beautiful. We're already at a stack. I'm using copper hammers because they have 250 durability. I could technically, if I really wanted to go above and beyond here, I could set up like another inventory manager system and have it take some of the stone and craft it into hammers and all that stuff, but that is quite a bit of work for a solution that I don't intend on using for crazy amounts of time, but it's good to have. Alright, so with all of that done, I want to move into the next thing. So I've actually done a bit of work in the quest book. So let's go over here. So I've done the first quest here. I made this. You guys saw me make the printed circuit board, and then all of this is just crafting with, so I didn't want to bore you guys with that. So the machine frames I got from that quest is actually what I used to make the autonomous activators, because they do require a machine frame. We're getting pretty close to night. And then, what's it called? I haven't done anything new in here. I'm just going to wait for it to... But in the OG quest line, Basic Survival, I have completed this quest right here. So I've crafted what's called a reactant dynamo and a grinder. And basically this is going to allow us to generate pretty large amounts of power from mobs, basically. And we'll be collecting what's called mob essence, which we're going to need for this quest line right here. So this is, yeah, the lonely repeatable quest. Yeah, we're going to need mob essence so we can start getting spawn eggs for different animals. So yeah, we're actually advancing quite nicely through the mod pack. We're on episode, this is episode 8. And we've already unlocked basically, I don't think there's a 6th quest line. I think these are all 5s. Yeah. So, I think what I'm going to do now is let me show you guys the reactant dynamo And the grinder, I have them somewhere. No, they wouldn't be in there. Where did I put them? Don't tell me I lost them. Wait. Oh, no. No. Where you at, bro? Ah, okay. So I put them here because I have a lot of machinery. So, reactant dynamo and grinder. So basically the way that these work is if you supply the grinder with power, and you play, it'll kill all mobs in, I don't know what the radius is exactly, but in front of it basically. And it'll supply you with the mob drops, and it will also supply you with mob essence, right? And then the reactant dynamo, the way this works is you provide gunpowder, and you pipe in mob essence, and it'll produce power, right? The gunpowder will react with the mob essence, yada yada. So I mean, this actually produces like power at a really good rate. I forget what it is. Yeah, 80 redstone flux per tick. And for reference, one of those survivalist generators produces 5 redstone flux per tick. So this definitely knocks it out of the park. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the recording here, and I'm going to set up well, no, actually what I am going to do is I'm going to sift a ton of dirt because I want to get rubber seeds. So these guys, yeah. So you sift dirt and you can get rubber tree seeds, and with rubber tree seeds, I can make these conveyor belts, right? And with these conveyor belts, they're better than water for moving mobs. So I'm going to take those conveyor belts and I'm going to set up like a basic mob farm. It's going to be, the tube going up into the air with the 4 panels, except this time I'm going to use some different tactics to kind of speed it up. But I'll show you guys what I'm doing when I actually end up getting up there. For now, I'm just going to set up all the materials and prepare to build it, obviously. So yeah, I'll check back in with you guys when that's done. Alright guys, so it took quite a bit, but I was able to get rubber tree seed, and now we can produce rubber. So let me show you guys how one of these trees grow. So they grow, just like normal trees. When you break them, you get rubber wood, which you can just use like normal wood, and then you also get raw rubber. Now, one thing about these trees is when they grow, because of the biome, the leaves start to dry out. So that's why I'm using a crook to break them, so I can get as much saplings as I can, because I obviously don't want to, run out of saplings. Because once the leaves dry out, I believe you don't get any saplings or any drops from them. Yeah. Okay, so let me put this back here. And then you take the raw rubber, and you can go ahead. I have some charcoal here because I want to get ready to process some ores momentarily. And then you can smelt it down, and then that should be the rubber we need for the conveyor belt. Let's look. Rubber bar. Yep, it's what you get from smelting raw rubber. Perfect. So yeah, so now that we've got that going, I'll let these, I'll farm these a bit. I'm going to make the conveyor belts and all that we need, and then I'm going to build the mob farm, and I'll show you guys how exactly I go about building it. But it's pretty much the same design as the typical tube and the things, except I'm going to use conveyor belts instead of water. And I'm also going to use open block fans to push them onto the conveyor belts, just to speed up the rate at which we're killing mobs so more mobs can spawn. So it should be very efficient. Alright, so I'll check back in with you guys when I'm done. Alrighty then guys, so I have finished building basically the mob spawner, and I just want to explain, or mob farm. I just want to show you guys how the design works. So I used the open blocks fans, and I lined them up all like this, and when they're activated they can push mobs 9 blocks. So this is actually 8 blocks, which means the 9th block is going to be right here. So then after they fall into here, they're going to fall into these Mine Factory Reloaded conveyor belts. And then the conveyor belts are just going to push them down. Bam. So yeah, that's really all I did. It wasn't too hard to build. Material-wise, it did require a bit of iron for the fans. And some rubber for the conveyor belts, but besides that, nothing crazy hard to acquire. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start breaking all of these. There's a creeper that spawned in the bottom because I closed the chute at the bottom. But other than that, nothing else has spawned. I want to get all of these nooks back so I can light the top of this place up. So no mobs spawn on top. So I believe, yeah, so this side is a-okay. So I'm going to close this up. I'm not going to activate the fans just yet. I'm still on top of this, so hopefully nothing spawns. Alright. Okay, it's getting dark in here. Okay, so now let me just... I don't think anything's gonna spawn while I'm up here because you need to be at least a certain distance away. Okay, it's getting really dark now. Okay. So we're going to close that up. And yeah, close that up as well. So then last order of business, just gonna light up the top here so that mobs don't spawn here. I mean, we never let it get to nighttime anyways, but you know, just to be safe, I don't want to risk anything. Okay, good enough. So now, last thing we have to do, I'm just gonna go ahead and flick all of these levers, turn them on. Oh, snap. Okay. All right, so we're all set. I'm gonna grab that. I'm just gonna fall down right here. Okay. So I already placed the grinder inside it, like in the position it needs to be in. Okay, so yeah, I can see mobs are spawning. I don't know if they're falling or not. We're gonna find out momentarily. So, oh, I can hear them. Okay. This might get loud soon, but I think it's working. Okay, so next thing we need to do is the grinder requires power to work. And okay, so I'm gonna grab a stack of gunpowder for now. We're just gonna set up a basic system just to get rolling. So I'll do like an iron chest. I can figure out the item sorting later. We have this thing running, producing iron for us. Beautiful. I don't want all of you. I just want 8. Okay. I can see the minimap is blowing up. Okay, so we're gonna run you like so. Oh, whoa, okay. This thing is too efficient. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. Oh, Lord. Okay. Oh, I don't have the mob essence. Alright, I'm gonna sprint because I just want to get some of these mobs killed. Okay, so They gave us a bucket of mob essence as a quest reward. Yeah, this is wild. Okay, so this should be producing power now. You should be killing people. Okay, let me turn down. Let me just turn sound all the way down for the time being. Is this working? It's producing power. How's this grinder looking? And this thing is producing mob essence. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Let's go. So this thing is working. So this is basically like how this works. Let's see. Can I get mob? Oh, I can't. Okay, so this is very scary. But once this thing catches up, let's see. I'm just trying to fill this up with mob essence. Yeah. So this thing's producing. So eventually this is gonna catch up here. Okay, so it's getting nighttime, and I'm running out of water. Do I have any more water bottles? I do. Oh, snap. Okay, this thing is working really well, guys. How do we have ender pearls? I made it too high so endermen wouldn't spawn, but I'm guessing... I don't know. I actually don't know how the endermen are spawning like that. Okay, so... Come on, let me sleep. So this is a really good setup we got. I mean, it appears that this... Oh, okay, but that that will never not scare me. Just how, like, the extent to which, yeah, this thing is just cranking out. Ah, okay, this is very stressful. We might need, like, another grinder and reacted dynamo pair or something like that, because this is wild, guys. This is just not it. Wow. Yeah, this thing is just... I have to just ignore, like, I have to override my instincts to just be very scared, because I just... Yeah, this is whack. But yeah, this thing is working very fast. It's... I know they're not actually here. It's just glitching out on me like that, but... Dude. Okay, so I'm gonna back away here, and I'm just gonna let this thing work. But yeah, I think that's a good place to stop. So what I'm gonna do in between this episode and the next episode is I'm gonna set this up better so that the mob essence is automatically going here, the gunpowder is automatically going into the dynamo. I might get a second dynamo, to be honest. Just look based on how much mob essence is this already. This is already full. I feel like I'm wasting it. Yeah, just based on how much mob essence and gunpowder we've gotten in such a short time. So yeah. But yeah, I think this is a good place to stop. Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. And we're making a lot of progress. So make sure to subscribe to keep track with that. And yeah, without further ado, Potato Killer 369 here, and peace out.